Welcome to the Round Table Friends. I'm Dave Flores and want to welcome you here tonight. We have some special guests with us. Of course, as you know, we do news and then we talk about that a little bit. We go to commercial break, we come back, and we talk to our guests at length about what they do. And so I want to first of all introduce Olivia Tosic.
Hi.
Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you.
How does it feel to be at a round table?
It feels round.
I'm getting a little round myself. Okay, we also have Jerry Beck.
Hey, how's it going?
Great to see you, Jerry.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. Yeah, we had a little adventure here before we went on the air. We'll talk about that later. At any rate, so we have some news items tonight, and we're going to get right into it. Our three stories are climate change plans for North County. Our second one is active shooter classes for Poway. And then the third is shop till you drop? Question mark? Boy, I'd love to shop. I just don't have enough money. But at any rate, let's get right into our first story, okay, which is the North County climate. Now, there's a new horizon here in North County. It's called climate justice. Now, climate justice is involved in all of the North County cities. The state of California has mandated that each of these cities make their carbon footprints much smaller, and we're just living our lives, having a great time every day, and we don't realize what's going on behind the scenes. We're going to talk a little bit about that so that you know what's going on. As you see here on the map, California, we have climate justice and tribal communities, but the climate justice is the state of California has come up with a formula for all of these areas. And you can see at the very top, North Coast region, you know, Sacramento, San Francisco, Take a look at the bottom. Little old San Diego, just barely down there at the bottom. But little old San Diego has 18 different provinces, if you will, and they're all involved in climate change and now climate justice. So that's a relatively new term. What is climate justice? What does it mean? Climate justice is a term that's used for framing the debate now, instead of calling it global warming, and it becomes an ethical and political issue as opposed to, well, it's just environmental, it's just, you know, physical in nature. No, there's a justice element to it, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that. Let's start with Oceanside. Been to Oceanside lately? I love the harbor, and look at that. Tan your hide in Oceanside, California's top resort city. Yeah, I've done a little bit of tanning my hide there. And Oceanside, it turns out, was one of the last cities in the North County to actually come up with a plan for the climate justice, if you will. And that plan involves all of what they're going to do in Oceanside to remedy the problem. The Oceanside City Council approved an amendment adopting the new economic development and energy and climate action elements to its general plan. They just did that here in May. And at their meeting earlier this month, they have what they call a climate action plan, or a CAP, C-A-P. Keep that in mind, because as we go through this, you're going to get some acronyms that are going to, you know, kind of stick with you. So at any rate, their CAP. So what is their CAP? The CAP includes reduction measures that focus on energy and buildings, water, clean water, and wastewater, solid waste, liquid waste, transportation, land use, agriculture, and forestry. And that's just for little old Oceanside. Well, that's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of angles going on there. I like forestry, you know, I didn't really think of Oceanside as a forestry thing, but apparently there's, you know, wide open areas that would qualify for that. So this cap includes renewable energy procurement goal of 75% in 10 years. That means their goal is to have renewable energy 75% of what they're doing in Oceanside in 10 years. Kind of a tall order, think about it. So the themes that are present in their energy and climate action element document include energy efficiency, renewable energy, highlighting the city's commitment to reducing its reliance on fossil fuels, other things like that, and smart growth, quote unquote. Multimodal transportation, now check this out, which would entail enhancing the city's walkability for its residents. So that's kind of a nice way of saying, hey folks, you're going to be doing more walking around here, but we're going to make it more comfortable for you. Not a bad idea. I could use walking more myself. And it also has a strategic plan with a goal of diverting 90% of the waste from Oceanside and a water conservation. Now, on water conservation, their goal is to have 50% of Oceanside's drinking water generated in Oceanside. In other words, not from outside areas and sources, but from Oceanside itself. They've got a tall plan. They got their work cut out. Now, the other thing that we want to talk about a little bit is the FEIR, the fear. So we had our CAP, right? Climate Action Plan. Now we have our FEIR, F-E-I-R. That's the Final Environmental Impact Report. Okay? Now, what's happening there is the Economic Development Element, which is an EDE. There's a third one now. I'm losing track. Also commits Oceanside to a resilient economy. And we have to remember that all of these measures that we're talking about involve the economy as well as our way of life. So it's a serious issue. But let's take a look at the status of some of our local climate planning efforts. Now I hope this map here is going to help make some more sense of what we're talking about. Here it is. Local climate planning efforts. Did you have any idea that just in San Diego alone, and our North County, as you see up at the top, look at all that's going on there. Look at all these areas and your climate action plan on the left side of the screen there. Now, who was first to jump into this? Let me take a look there. National City, 2011. They jumped in with a climate action plan, a CAP. We just talked about a CAP. Okay, they jumped in 2011. Who was next? San Marcos, 2013 they jumped in, along with Vista. They got their CAP going. Escondido, forgot Escondido, 2012. They were right there. So as you see, as we go through all these areas, especially North County, Encinitas was a pretty late bloomer. They came in at 2018 with a plan. And Oceanside is just, that's the news we're talking about tonight. They're just jumping into this thing in 2019. But I think the significant thing about this map is the fact that all of these areas have climate action plans, as you see at the top, CAPs. The CAPs are going to affect our way of life. They have to, because we have to meet these stringent standards that are coming our way. And that's going to mean electricity and, of course, driving. Those are the two big drivers of these efforts, are cars and electricity generation. Okay, so we've taken a look at that. Now, we want to report on one more area, because there's so many of them. We're not going to go through them tonight. But these are all this month, okay? This is all current stuff. Now, in this month, San Marcos jumped in. And they updated their plan again, even though we saw they were early, right? They were in at 2012. Well, this time they're going, uh-oh, not enough, not enough. We got to revise this thing again. So we're already getting some slippery ground here on some of these cities. Okay, so here's the deal. According to the greenhouse gas emissions inventory for the city report that they drafted, transportation is the top greenhouse gas emitter, 54% of its portfolio, which means, you know, the total from that city. In second place at 27% is electricity. The greenhouse gas inventory was conducted by researchers from the USD Energy Policy Initiative Center. Here's another acronym, EPIC. It's EPIC, dude, EPIC, okay? EPIC is, again, Energy Policy Initiative Center. So EPIC jumped in. So what more do we have? EPIC says this to San Marcos. If you continue with business as usual, possible mitigation actions are going to be taken because your mandate, you're going to fall way short of your mandate if you continue as normal right now. So San Marcos has a warning just right now. You will fall short of your emissions reduction by 41% if you continue doing what you're doing now. So action needs to be taken quickly. And the city of San Marcos is doing what they need to do, but I mean, that's a tall order. And of course, SANDAG is involved, and SDG&E are involved. As you recall, in one of our previous programs, we talked about SANDAG. What is SANDAG? San Diego Association of Governments. 18 representatives get in a room, and they determine what goes on for us. One of the issues we talked about last week or the week before was that they want to cut the funds for widening the highways, and they want to go to mass transit. Not very popular. We broke that story on our show 2 weeks ago. San Diego Union Tribune jumped in, and now you're seeing it everywhere. All the newspapers are reporting. Remember, we were first. Okay? Do you guys believe me?
I believe you.
No.
Oh. I know. I'm just, I had to take some credit for that. But no, this is big stuff. I mean, this involves all of us. But check this out. One more thing, and we'll move on. And that is that there were 3 workshops at San Marcos scheduled for the residents of San Marcos this last month. Okay? And each of those presentations had the same, information for the citizens to check out. They also gave people an opportunity to complete a survey on, like, what would you prefer we do to meet these huge reductions we have to make? And they would give them some options. Well, check this out. Guess how many people took the survey? Remember, 3 meetings over a month's period. And, it's a big deal. I mean, they got huge reductions they have to make in their city to meet the standards, okay? Guess how many people? 1,000? No. 500? No. 100? No. 10? No. 9, 8, 7, 6. 6 people. 6 people. Wow. I guess, what does that say? I guess we're all too busy to pay attention to this stuff. At least in San Marcos they were. So 6 people did go ahead and complete the survey. So what did they say? What were their answers to this proposition? Well, here's what they said. We prefer that non-residential uptake of solar energy be increased. Now, non-residential, that's code word for we're doing our part, make business and industry do theirs. So that's what they're saying there. And then they're also saying we want more renewable energy loaded onto the grid that we use. SDG&E offers that as an option now, by the way, in their new plan, their new rate plan, where you can just check a box and say, give me my renewable energy as part of my electricity. So we have a say in that with SDG&E. And of course, more electrical car charging stations located conveniently throughout the city. That makes total sense. So, San Marcos is going to have to take action, and they're planning to do so early next year. The Planning Commission, the City Council, all have to make some actions no later than March of 2020. Oh boy, so you guys sat through that. Thank you. You're so patient, so kind.
Oh, it was interesting.
Well,
Very.
I learned some things.
Me too.
What, not to come on the show? I hope not. Okay. At any rate, we'll continue to update. But, this has just happened this month, So it's sort of a sleeping giant, if you will, when you look at the climate action that needs to be done, mandated by the state, and what's actually happening. And the people seem to be, like the 6 people took the survey out of the whole city, the people just seem to be sleeping and sleepwalking through this and saying, oh no, nothing's wrong. But it will affect our lives. All right, well, let's go to our next topic. I gotta have a little swig here.
Yeah, me too. You're doing it. No advertising.
Here we go. As you know, the horrible situation in Poway with the synagogue shootings and all of that, just absolutely horrible. But Poway is responding. There is a free active shooter class that's offered to anyone in the area. So, wherever you are, you're welcome to attend this. It's free. It's coming up on June 4th, 6 to 8 p.m. at the Palomar Medical Center in Poway. They're asking that you do call them, and that way they can get your name on the list to be sure that they have enough accommodations for everybody. Now, the other thing about this class is that it's limited to adults, so it's really not something for children. As you see on the screen, there's active shooter response, and this is going to be offered by a security expert. Now, the security expert that's going to give this class is focusing on techniques in a national safety program called ALICE, like Alice in Wonderland, right? ALICE. What does that stand for? A is for alert, the first notification of danger, speedy response. L is lockdown. It includes barricading a room, preparing to evacuate if needed. I, inform, is how to communicate information in real time as safely as possible. The C in the word Alice stands for counter. It's a strategy of the last resort. It focuses on actions that create noise, movement, distance, and distraction with the intent of reducing the shooter's ability to shoot accurately. And the E, finally, evacuate, includes tips on how to effectively remove yourself from a danger zone. So Alice will be taught, and you're welcome to attend. Again, call 800-628-2880 to be reserved for June 4th, 6 p.m., Palomar Medical Center. Let's just hope that none of us have to practice these things. But it's nice to know that there are people out there offering the free program for us to get educated, because you just never know. There's no question. Actually, the rabbi from that center in Poway, he had invited the Border Patrol agent who was armed. He said, when you attend, please bring your weapon, because you never know what. He had no idea what would happen later. At any rate, okay, let's move on to a lighter subject, because my wallet is a lot lighter. Okay, my head is light too. Yes, a lot of air up there. But can you think of any ways to? First of all, I want to ask my guests here. Let's just start with that. Let's start with. We're going to start with you.
Who is you?
Ladies first.
All right, there you go.
Olivia.
Yes.
Olivia. So you like to shop?
Do I like to shop?
Yeah.
Do you need to ask that?
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
I'm trying
love to shop. Yes.
You do, don't you?
Of course.
Okay. How about you?
No, not particularly.
Really? You're not a shopper?
No, only if I need something.
That's pretty smart, Jerry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I shop for what I need. I'm practical.
So you think the ladies are more prone to shopping than the men?
Yeah, that probably makes them feel good.
There is a certain feeling about shopping. I think that
Getting something new
yeah,
that you like
yeah.
and taking it home, whether you wear it or not.
There you go. Yeah.
But
Clothing,
see,
shoes.
The prerequisite of me purchasing something is I have to wear it.
You look pretty good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the outfit. And of course, she's looking wonderful.
I'm okay.
Yeah. All right, so we've resolved that we like to shop. I do like to shop, but I think it is driven a little more from the ladies than from the men, you know. So, okay, so when we go to shop, here's what I was going to offer tonight. I wanted to offer 3 ways to curb excessive shopping urges. You ready?
Sure.
They're called the 3 Ps, which is, 1 is pretend or postpone, right? Or prepare is number 2, and 3 is ponder. Okay, so what is this about? Well, this is national news. Whenever you give in to weakness for designer bags, brand name shoes, etc., pick a tactic that works best for you. These are the tactics to help you avoid spending too much. 1 is to either pretend, that's weird, or postpone, right? So what do they mean? Well, for instance, you can browse online, pick something out, pick out a shirt or a blouse, put it in, you know, your favorite color, put it in your cart, and then don't buy it yet. Let it sit in that cart a while. Let it kind of stew, okay? So you're postponing at that point, right? Okay, that's one thing. The other would be to pretend. Pretend? What do you mean by that? Well, you would go out shopping at the mall, and you would just sort of think, I found some stuff I like. I think what I'll do is I will pretend that I bought them and leave and not spend any money. I'm not sure that would work. Not sure that would work. But this may be enough if you even think about pretending to buy it. Experts are saying you may postpone or you may put off just enough to kill that urge so that you actually don't leave the mall with excessive spending. So they're telling you, just, that reminds me of that song, So Why Don't You Pretend? That was what, Nat King Cole? Pretend.
Nat King Cole.
I love that song.
The way you sang it sounded like Nat King Cole.
It did?
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, maybe I have some talent after all.
Yeah.
He was wonderful. He was
life after hosting.
I better think about it after this show. After this show, I've got to be thinking about that. I'm not sure if I qualify for unemployment. Okay, well, let's take a look at our second one. Okay, so we had that pretend thing for the shopping. The other one is to prepare. Okay, now when you're preparing, you prepare so that you know what to expect when you shop. And you formulate a game plan, according to the experts. Recognize that you have a tendency to overspend. Create both a budget and a list before you go shopping. That's either in store or online. Hold yourself accountable to that list. You'll feel a sense of confidence that results when you succeed. Are you buying that?
No.
Okay, I didn't think. All right. Okay, that's strike 2. All right, the third one is to ponder. Not pander, but ponder, right? Ponder. It's kind of an old-fashioned word, ponder. Let me ponder on this a bit. Okay. As you shop, keep track of your buying behavior so you can identify patterns. Patterns. For instance, cost, time of day, what the item was for, among other details. It raises awareness about how much you're spending, and it identifies trigger points that get you into the buying mode. Do you make purchases, let's say, for instance, in the late evening or during the day after you've had coffee and you've increased your energy level, right? A big old Starbucks at the mall. What about, here's one, right after you receive your paycheck? Aha, there's a pattern. And as you do so, thinking about these, pondering these things, think about your emotions. If you're looking for that high that comes along with shopping, definitely love that high. Or is it something else in its place that gives you a similar feeling? For example, try donating your time or resources to those less fortunate. Now there's a good idea. I'll try to do that. All right, well, we got through some news, and we're going to get back to our guests. We're going to have a commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to meet some very interesting people here with me at the table, and we're going to get into it. So let's roll those commercials. We're brought to you by Quiz Show Mania. Quiz Show Mania is a fun quiz show, portable for all events and people, and also RC Video Productions.
Quiz Show Mania is San Diego's best kept secret in live entertainment. Quiz Show Mania. Great for shopping malls, schools, company parties, special events, church groups, team building, and seminars, because it's fun for all ages. Quiz Show Mania will work with you every step of the way to customize your experience and value.
Which of Earth's 5 oceans is the smallest?
Indian?
No.
Red?
No. Arctic.
Quiz Show Mania is San Diego's best kept secret in live entertainment.
Attract more people to your business with a custom video commercial. RC Video Productions is an Escondido company specializing in marketing video for both small and large businesses. Advertising in print with local coupon books, magazines, and newspapers isn't nearly as effective as reaching customers who stare at their smartphone all day. Let us help you reach them with your own custom video commercial. Along with high-quality video, RC Video Productions employs social media marketing strategies when producing video commercials to increase visibility and interest in your business. If you own a restaurant, coffee shop, retail store, yoga studio, or offer a service such as phone or auto repair, we have a package price tailored to your business. RC Video Productions can also handle the complete campaign from strategy to production to digital distribution. Contact us now to book a meeting or schedule a shoot and receive $100 off. Put your advertising message directly in front of your potential customer with RC Video Productions.
Okay, we're back, and we're back with our special guests. We have, first of all, Olivia Tosic, which is right here.
Hello.
She's right there. And we also have Jerry Beck.
Hello.
And Jerry is right here by my side as well. And there he is. There, yeah. Okay. And we're going to get in depth with them. Olivia, I want to start with you. I understand that your son went missing, and this, I'm sure, changed your life. Do you want to just tell us what happened? And we have some things that we're going to show as you're talking and you can comment on as well.
Okay, well, that's my son, Skylar Peterson Tosic. At 20 years old, he was a student at Palomar College in San Marcos, California, right here in North County. He met a couple of guys at school, new friends, took an Uber to their house because I broke his Mustang that day. It's just strange. I borrowed his car. So he took an Uber out past the safari park, the wild animal park. And if you know that road, it's a 78 highway. It's pretty desolate out there.
Yeah.
So he was dropped off at a stop sign pretty randomly out right by the San Pasqual Academy, which is a foster home for foster kids. It's kind of like a campus. To me, it's like a smaller college campus type place where they live there and they have schooling and a football team and everything there. Parents, grandparents, or whatever, however they work that for the foster kids there. So I never heard of the place until my son went missing. And he contacted me through text saying that he met these two guys. Their names were Thaddeus and Eli. That's what I do now. Have no last names, nothing else, no other information on them. And that they were a little too funny, Mom, from the text, and they wouldn't let him use his phone to contact me or to call me. He was texting. So to make a really long story short, a lot of things transpired over this weekend of August 30th, 2015, where suddenly two women showed up. Mom, there's two women here now. They're very wealthy, rich, with passports, etc. They're connected, but connected to what? We don't know what that means.
Yeah.
they're taking me, Mom. They're offering me these vacations and travel time.
Right.
They want to go to, and then it ends.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that. It's very scary when your son never calls you or texts you again in your life after that. Okay, there was a lot of things that transpired that weekend with that San Pasqual Academy and with a certain person or two there. I don't really know if I should waste a lot of time talking about
It's
it
not
here.
a
but
waste. I mean,
know it's not
it's-
a waste, but I don't want to spend a lot of
No, I
time
understand.
here
I understand.
doing that.
But so, I mean, this, man, that's just like right out of left field. It just seems like a incredible event to happen like this.
Mm-hmm.
So how long has he been missing now?
3 years, 8 months, and a
Wow.
couple of weeks.
Oh
yes.
my.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, it almost sounds like a dream, you know, where you think, you know, here are these wonderful people that are going to take me and this and that. And wow, that's, you know, so how has, of course you're going to continue the quest, that's why you're here.
Oh yeah. Well, as you know, when somebody's 18 or older, we don't get a lot of help from police. I mean, they take the police report, they kind of smile at you and just giggle like, you know,
Right.
these people are adults, they can leave, they can do what they want,
Right,
you know,
right.
there's nothing really we can do for you but take the police report.
Right.
And that's fine and dandy. I do understand it, but I don't understand it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So after a couple years of investigating and doing and looking for my son myself and still not succeeding at finding him, I decided something has to be done. There's a lot of research that I've done and a lot of adults that have gone missing now, and not just in San Diego, which by the way is like a port city where we got the ocean, the boats, everything here, and we live right by Mexico, so there's a lot of trafficking.
Right.
But it's worldwide. It's not just San Diego. It's everywhere, guys. You know, it's really a big problem. It's not just sex trafficking. Human trafficking can be human slavery.
Right.
It could be sex trafficking. It could be drug trafficking. There's all kinds
Yeah.
of trafficking.
Wow.
Okay, so one would just have to wonder, but we figure it falls into one of those categories. There are religions that traffic. People preach about freedom of religion. There are religions and religious cults that, although people believe in the freedom of religion, and I'm not against that.
Oh, no.
But if you really want to get down to the wire and investigate what's really going on and how many people don't pay taxes because they have a religious company that they have.
Oh my.
And man, I'm one to mess with right now. Don't mess with me, Mama Bear right here. No way.
This whole event.
This is what's happening in this world.
So this event sort of tuned you into other things that maybe you wouldn't have been tuned into otherwise.
I only work in entertainment, and this is not very entertaining to me to be going through this, so I'm learning a lot.
Now, you get involved in helping others that have this problem, or and how do you do that?
Right now, I started a page because I began a foundation called the Sky Alert Foundation.
There it
you
is,
go.
Sky Alert Foundation.
Yes, excuse me. And the Sky Alert Foundation is named after my son, Skylar.
Skylar, right.
So, and the sky goes with drones. Now, isn't that kind of odd how that works out? Well, I thought of an idea that, my gosh, there's got to be a way to find adults that are missing too. There are many, many, many men, women,
Right.
and elderly men too, 40s and their 50s, and not elderly, but you know, middle age, that actually do go missing. And their trucks are found randomly, cars in the middle of a desert. I mean, there's really strange situations. So with my analysis, I figured that if I come up with a system, which I think I have, it's called the zip code system. It's that simple.
Really?
The zip codes in our country.
Zip code system.
Yep, the zip code system and an app. That's all we need. So I'm designing the app right now.
Oh.
Yes, the Sky Alert Foundation app. And through the zip code system, whenever somebody feels like maybe they do or don't want to call the police and they think they see something strange happening out there, like something that would fall under the category of trafficking or kidnapping,
Right.
they can put down whatever they want on my app. Like they can stay anonymous. They can say they saw a crime and so and so. You know, this is an example.
Well, Crime
Lady
Stoppers,
with
for one
blonde
thing.
hair.
Crime
Well,
Stoppers
they
is
can call there
anonymous.
too.
Right.
But this is instant.
Okay.
We'll be instantly looking for people because we're going to deploy drones immediately after we get like a description of a crime or a situation where there might be a kidnapping or a trafficking type of
Interesting.
situation. That way we deploy a drone within minutes in that zip code, wherever that may be.
Wow.
And if it, at the worst, we'll get the footage of what's happening there. We'll send that to people that are going to, I can't just say to the police or to the FBI, but if they, some of it is going to go to those people. But we're going to have a team of people that analyze all that footage immediately, and we're going to find people that have been
that sounds
apprehended.
really high tech.
Yes, we are just going to do this. We want to take down some of these criminals before it gets too far.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Wow, Olivia, that's amazing. I mean, I've really never heard of an approach like that yet. But there's always a first time, so, you know. And so now, if anybody would like to contact you, was there a Facebook page or something that
Right now, I just have the Sky Alert Foundation on Facebook.
Okay,
I'm
the
a
Sky
lone soldier
Alert
here
Foundation.
working on this app right now.
Okay.
So I do have my team of engineers working on the app.
Okay.
But while I'm doing that, I only have that page right now. I really
That's fine.
don't have
If
like
somebody
an 800
sees
number
this and
yet.
wants to contact you, then they can do that.
Yes.
Good.
I'm doing some fundraising too soon, coming up, to raise funds to build this app. You know what I mean? So
sounds
there's
amazing.
a lot of
It
things
sounds
that'll
really
be coming.
high-tech.
I could keep you informed so you can post this stuff on your page to your
Yes.
audience.
Thank
and I
you.
thank you very much.
Well, thank you. Thanks for being with us. Well, Jerry, let's boogie down.
Well, let's boogie down.
Jerry is, of course, a DJ, and in this digital world, you know, you can tell I'm a little longer in the tooth. And in the old days, it was like a little DJ mixer and some CDs and stuff like that. So how is it going now?
Well, everything is digital now. So if you're, it's either digital or even the records that we used to use way back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
They're even digital now. So you can use the records, but they're synced with a computer so that it's still digital.
Cool.
Yeah.
We have a shot here. Well, we just got off the shot. But now those people look like they're having a great time.
Yes, they are having a good time. That's actually one of the events that I do where I get people into a certain state of mind that's like a party state of mind, but clean, fun party. But I do that a certain way. And
Tell me about that.
I thought you would
I'm
never
all
ask.
ears. Look at how big my ears are.
I'm going to tell you. So there's a term I coined called neural impulse DJing. So before I go into exactly what that is, I kind of want to give you a little background on me so
Okay.
it qualifies it, because what I'm going to
Sure.
tell you is pretty profound.
Okay.
So when I was younger, around 13, 14, I was the kid with the braids that would go to school with the big boom box on my shoulder and put it down in front of my school, and all my friends would gather around, and I'd wait till that perfect moment, then I would hit that play button on that cassette, and then all my friends would go like, wow, Jerry has all the latest songs, that's so amazing. And that was such a great feeling. And so then things progressed, and my parents were like, or my grandmother was like, what do you want to do, in life? And I told her I want to be a DJ, and so, well, that didn't really go.
Didn't fly.
But everything that I did up to that point kind of led me to what I'm doing now. So I ended up coming out here to California with my stepfather, and then I started working for a radio station called Q106. You may have heard.
Oh,
of it.
yeah, Q106.
Yeah, I was the joke master in the morning with that, with Murphy and McKeever.
Cool.
Yeah, I know. And so, but getting to that point, I went through a whole lot of music transitions. Then after Q106, I went to 102.1, which then turned into Rock 102. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't know that. But I mean, I've
knew
heard
about
102.
that station. Yeah. And so, and I had never been exposed to like that type of rock music. And then all of a sudden, I'm on a rock radio station.
Yeah.
So I had
Cool.
I had to learn it. So this is how I learned about, and they were at the time we're playing Metallica, you know, songs like that. So I learned like riffs and guitar riffs and you know, and how to differentiate between the guitars and the riffs. So I can identify, you know, even if I didn't know who the artist was, I can, you know who the guitarist is, you know, or how they were trained or whatever the case. So I went from there to clubs to corporate events, and then I started traveling. So all of that experience from when I was 14, because it was never ending. So it was always boom, 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 till, you know, I started my DJ business at a roller rink. I don't know if it started there. I was the DJ at a roller rink. Which coincidentally, they made a movie about that that roller rink.
Oh, how cool!
Yeah, called Roll Bounce.
Oh, cool.
And so my character was played by Wayne Brady. That was
wow!
Cool.
Hey, I have a game show for you. You could be a great host.
I want to be on it.
It's called Quiz Show Mania. Plug, plug, plug.
Yeah. Oh, hey. Plug, plug, plug. Quiz Show Mania. You got to
Sorry,
check
I had to throw it in there.
So now that led me to this wealth of knowledge of sounds, and I realized certain music made people do certain things, and I wish someone had told me that a lot a lot earlier than I would have understood, you know, like how it works. So now I've come to the conclusion that the rhythm controls the will to do something. That's why when the beat hits, you go like this, and you don't even know, or you know, you tap, or you know, you feel it.
Yeah.
But it's subconsciously. So people will immediately go like this, or you know, something moving, and that's what rhythm does to you. So it affects the will immediately.
Right.
Then you have your harmonies, which you know, like major chords, minor chords. Major chords are happy.
Right.
Minor
chords are more,
a
little more melancholy, or
melancholy.
Yeah.
Not necessarily sad, but melancholy.
Right.
And so that's why songs like, let's say, "Happy" by Pharrell, huge hit right out the box.
Right.
All major chords.
Yeah.
And people don't know why. Oh, I love that song, and they don't know why they love that song.
Yeah.
But they love that song.
Yes.
So. And then, of course, lyrics, you know, right away. You know, "All My Exes Live in Texas." Not a good wedding song, right? So now that's only 3, but there's tons of them. Then there's dynamics on how to put those two together, because sometimes there's songs with major chords and minor chords. You know, the hook is major,
right,
and
then
everything
they
else
get
is minor.
into that, right.
So then now you have to figure out like how that inspires, or how that makes people feel. So now I've mastered, and when I say mastered, I truly have mastered the sounds that make people do certain things. So I never have bad events, because I know certain sounds that are going to promote a certain behavior.
Right.
Nice.
And so whether it's dinner, whether it's kids, that you want kids to just jump up and down, just like rabbits, jump up and down. There's certain things that I can do that will promote that behavior. So in the term, it's very interesting. And so every DJ does it. And every person responds to it.
There's a good song playing there.
You got them going on that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
What would you say? What kind of song
What song is that?
Well, for that age bracket, first, it has to be a song that they can relate to.
Right.
So it has to be something current.
Okay.
Then for them to do, like, to put their hands in the air,
Right.
that means,
A lot of them are,
that means it's a song that they're singing along to, that they're feeling.
Okay.
So and it could be anything. I could have said, "Put your hands up." Because once you get them in a state like that, where they're responding to everything
they're responding to you at that point.
Then
Good point.
I literally can just now direct people. That's how it works at parties. You can't go into a party and say, all right, everybody, we're going to party, and expect them to like go like, they're going to look at you like
really?
Shut up. But once you earn their trust, and the way to earn their trust is to play the right sounds, the right songs that make them feel good, comfortable, like they want to, have fun, and they open up.
Now, do they still do slow dances at some of these events?
Absolutely. You never
That was always the one that, you got closer to the girls, or the girls to the boys.
Yeah.
But so what would you say, let's say a difference between a 1950s sock hop and what you do today?
The arrangement of the music. So what was acceptable like back then was the sock hop days, it's like the Lindy Hop, Jitterbug, and those types of dances. That's what the young people were associating with like fun. So you would do that.
Right.
But as you know, music has changed over the years.
Absolutely.
And so Lindy Hop doesn't really work too well.
No, but I mean, as far as just the nomenclature of it, or doing certain things, and do you feel the moods of people, and then you want are you kind of reading their pulse a little bit?
You do. You definitely have to read the room and read what people are doing. Like sometimes it's very subtle. They could be. A good example, if I'm at an event where there's dinner, and now at dinner I'm already assessing the crowd and understanding where they're at with music.
Right.
If I see them going like this to talk to you, red flag right away. You want to back off. On whatever, it's either that rhythm, because the rhythm affects the will.
Okay.
And now the will, what they really want to do is talk to you. But what the music is telling them to do is something different. That's why you wouldn't hear like something with a hard driving beat during dinner. And speaking of that, like sometimes you go into restaurants, they're really like high-end restaurants where it's $100 a plate.
Ruth's Chris?
Ruth Chris, yes.
Yeah.
You go in there and you hear classic jazz. And the classic jazz is a little slower because you eat slower.
Yeah, you have to at $50 a steak.
Yeah. But then you go into, a place like, something similar to Denny's or something like that. And the music is up-tempo, it's kind of fast because they want you to eat and get out.
Get my tip and you're gone.
There's a strategy behind that. And I've always wanted to do that. I'm fortunate I took this line of work, but I've always wanted to go into and program music so that people can, like a grocery store. Because grocery stores feel good music, makes you buy more. That's
a good point. Well, we got back to the spending things we were talking about. Maybe music should play into some of that stuff.
Well, absolutely. Music can play into anything.
So just humor me for a minute. Let's suppose you wanted to spend less. What kind of music would you be listening to in the mall if you wanted to spend less?
Death metal.
Ah, death metal.
Yeah, you get people out of there quick.
Not me.
Okay.
I would argue with that.
If I was going to personally say, I've got to stop my spending, should I just put an earbud on and Metallica?
Yeah.
And that
Well,
kind of
see, that would be, you would be doing that to yourself.
Yeah, doing it to myself. Right.
No, you don't want to do that. There is no music because, that would stop you from spending.
Yeah, I think you're right.
You would listen to songs that you like.
I would argue about that because in the old days when we used to have record stores, they always crank that rock music, and I would shop like crazy.
Yeah, if you like rock, then
I'm a rock and roller. I like every music.
Well, so Jerry has the neuro impulse system, and I think he's explained it pretty well to us as far as how he approaches his music, and it's almost like you're a doctor of music.
Absolutely.
You're able to diagnose and to to help facilitate successful events. Now I notice here it's Beck's Entertainment and DJ Services. Now we didn't have a phone number or anything on there. Is there something you wanted to share?
Yeah, I can tell you what it is.
Let's do it.
619-246-2325.
619-246
2325.
2325.
Or you can go to my website, becksentertainment.com.
becksentertainment.com.
And there's like a ton of videos on there because I do all types of stuff. I work with like Indian music, Chinese music.
Really?
Kids. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was just at a Chinese wedding. You know, that was, wow, I won't even elaborate, but except to say that it was a very unique experience.
Yeah, it's customs.
And the music
it's all
was
about
very
customs.
happy. Mm-hmm. And, you know, they reminded me of just like a bunch of kids having fun, you know, and even the adults.
Yeah.
You know, all generations were dancing and singing together and having such a wonderful time. And I just came out of there thinking, wow, you know, I've never been to a Chinese wedding before, but wow.
Well, you'd be
awesome.
surprised how much, you know, a lot of people go like, oh, wow, you do Chinese weddings. And I go, yeah, you know, as long as you pay attention to the customs.
Right.
But I play a lot of American music because it's you know, just because it's a Chinese wedding doesn't mean it's all Chinese music.
They're totally, I mean, they're in both cultures for sure. But I think their childlike enthusiasm is what struck me the most, to see, you know, the great-grandfathers and the very little kids. Somehow they just all bonded in a way. And it was musical. And it was just nice to see. So I hope everything's going to work out between China and ourselves. And we'll get back on our trade and everything else with them. They're wonderful people. I'm sure that you've experienced a lot of humanity yourself through this, what you do.
Yeah, my thing is uplifting. I bring people up, and I bring people up through music. I ultimately, every time I go to work, I feel better going to work than when I'm not at work, because when I'm at work, I know that I'm lifting somebody up.
Yes.
I know that I'm making somebody's
awesome.
day.
Well, thanks, Jerry. And then Olivia, as far as your plan for the drones and for, you know, immediate response in these crisis situations, somebody's missing, I wish you the best on that, because it just sounds like you have a vision to help others, and you know, hopefully Skylar will resurface at some point for you in your life, and you know, I know we all feel for that, and thoughts and prayers would be with you on something like that.
Thank you.
I can't imagine that, you know.
And I wish you the best too as well, Olivia.
Thank you very much.
I hope your venture gains traction and you're successful.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you. With all my heart, guys.
Well, thank you. And you know, we are the Roundtable Friends. I mean, that's what this is all about.
Yeah.
And so I appreciate our guests tonight. We got off
Thank
to
you for having me.
You're welcome. And I think we got off to a bit of a dicey start. Our computers weren't working, all of that. But it's over now.
Yay.
Yeah.
We did it.
You know that saying, all's well that ends well.
There you go. Okay. Well, thanks again for watching us on Roundtable Friends. Now remember, you can go to ncsdlive.com. ncsdlive.com. That's an easy way to tell a friend how to watch these programs based in North County. When they go to that site, there are links right there, Facebook, YouTube, just click on them, boom, you're at the channel, easy to watch. So we appreciate any input you have. Please give us comments on the emails, etc. And you want to get a hold of anybody, let us know. We'll facilitate that. So I'm Dave Flores for the Roundtable Friends, for Rich Cruz, everybody out there. Hope you have a great night. Thanks for watching us, and tell a friend about the Roundtable Friends. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
I got some people I want on your show, and I'll be